We're gonna start off with what I've heard called the Demian Maia mount escape. Very simple. I'll demonstrate it first. I'm gonna be in here, bridge, and I'm just gonna fall. That's exactly what we're looking for, right? So what's gonna happen with this, I'm gonna get an elbow in tight, block the hip, and I'm hooking this far pocket of the hip here. So I got both my arms tucked in. So if you pop up a little bit, I have a frame right here, right? Elbow, arm, boom. So now he comes back down, I'm here. The other part is this elbow is on the far hip. Very important. So what I'm gonna do from here, I'm gonna bridge and roll this way, like I'm trying to take them over here, okay? So when they come in, boom. Now, depending on his reaction, a lot of things could take place, right? Like for one, I start to bridge, let's say I caught him totally off guard and he didn't get ready for it, boom. I'll just turn him over. And there looks like there's a back exposure threat, like normally that we would have if I bridge normally like this, right? Like I could get my back taken. The difference here is that because I have this elbow inside the hip, when I bridge hard, right? Even here, like he tries to get behind me, you see how that elbow is protecting my back because it's blocking his hip. And especially if he gets stuck here, he's definitely getting reversed. And now I have my elbow and I also have my shoulder to stand up, because if you see how I'm bridged right now, from here, I could just pop up to my hips and complete the turn to get on top. When I'm here, bridge, I'm framing, hooking this hip, boom, turning as much as I can. Once I'm here, look at my hips. I could scissor my hips, get to my knees, right? I could use my shoulder. Like if you see right now, if my left leg is sprawled out like it is here, I will have a hard time getting up. I bring my knee in. See now, I can posture up. So this is something like from another angle. Even when you don't have a, because normally when we do it, if you back up for a second, normally we do a technical stand-up, I need this elbow out here to create a base to stand up. But you could also stand up off a shoulder post here, right? But the trick is that you need to get your knee up. If I try to stand up from here, it's hard. But if I use the shoulder post to get my knee underneath me, see, now I can rock up to my feet. So we'll do this side here. Same thing, I'm coming up here, I bridge, boom, I get stuck. You see how I'm using post, shoulder, get my knee underneath me, and now I can start working up in reverse. So that would be your primary option. Now, if he posts really wide to defend getting swept there, right? So I bridge, I come here, very easy hip escape now, because he had to lift the leg up. So that would be option number two. I go to bridge, boom, I'm like this. Yeah, now I'm like, oh, he's kind of settled his weight a bit. Just bring my knees in. Right, I can bring this knee in, and now I can recover into a butterfly guard. Or, you know, if I go here, you know, if I get this knee in, I can switch, go into Ashi, right? So you get a lot of options there. And this is surprisingly very easy to do, right? It's not a very high technical motion, but you get a lot of results. And by the other benefit of this position is by framing here, he can't move into a high mount, right? Because I'm blocking his hips. So whenever he tries to crawl up, you see I'm sliding up with him. So he can't get to an S mount or anything like that. Obviously the caveat here, if we're in MMA, I can't hang out here either because I'm gonna get pounded, right? But if we're defending, I would go right, boom, and start working to stand up. So on grappling, we could camp out there. MMA, we have to go, right? Any questions? Let's do it on three. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Just some additional notes before we move on. One, if the guy's very loose with his legs, like he's not trying to keep his hips very tight, when you go to do this, you're gonna end up going in on the butterfly on the legs, right? So like I bridge here and he's loose, then this becomes easy to get right? And you're probably not gonna reverse them because when you bridge and they're loose, their hips are so high now. For me to reverse them, my hips have to get this high, right? I have to go over his, so it's not likely. But when they're trying to ride like a low mount and they're very tight with the hips, they're trying to keep their hips sticky, that's when we do this bridge, right? Yeah, you see now, hard for him to stay on top because my hips can climb over him now, right? And again, just because I saw it a few times on the grip, this hand is hooking, this hand's reinforcing. So it's not this way, but it's this way here, right? And these hands don't really have to connect even. The main thing is I just want the elbow frame in place, right? But you know, this is convenient to do, but I'm trying to hook this hip here and again, get this coverage of the elbow, all right? Again, other questions were, you know, if you could cover the foot, great, because that's gonna make it harder for him to be able to step out, right? Not impossible, but a little trickier, especially as they start to bridge. And again, make sure that you're scissoring your hips. When I come in here and I start to bridge, if I'm like this here, some of you are letting go of the arm. It's like underhook, which you could do, but if you keep the elbow in there, right?
Don't need to.
You don't need to.
Yeah.
The elbow is gonna push him down, right? Especially if I have this covered on here. You see his legs already pinned right now. He's got nowhere to go. Just the elbow's gonna run him over. But if he is a little looser, right? When I come in here like this, then yeah, you could switch and maybe go shoulder clamp and, you know, work off that. Okay, so those are some things now. Another thing that we can do here is, let's say I did bridge one way, right? I came in here and he posted a whatnot, boom, I went like this and nothing happened. I could then switch sides and now bridge the other way and just change my frames up from here, boom, boom, and roll through. Because generally, what's gonna happen if he switches, if I bridge out one hard way like this, that knee's gonna be down on that side, right? Because he's gonna step up here to prevent his leg from getting trapped. So now when I go to bridge the other way, that leg's already gonna be stuck. Boom.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And he's gonna be jammed. Yeah. So yeah, you could switch up the frame, yeah. I mean, here we go again from this side. I'm here, I bridge one way, it doesn't work. You can even get away with it without switching the frame. You're just taking advantage of the leg being trapped because his good mount defense is to prevent getting rolled is to post here. But now this leg's stuck down. So when you quickly roll the other way, now that leg's already behind, right? He's gonna have to try to do this really quick. But if you jumped ahead of him, you'll catch him. Yes. Questions? Let's do it on three. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hope. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified of all of my latest videos on YouTube. But really the best place to find all my content is my website, davidmma.com. You can register for free and get access to 4 free courses, including Kimura Fundamentals, Essential Half Guard Kimura, Essential Half Guard Passing, and much more.